Alright, I'm back, and I know what you guys are saying. Another Beast Wars, but I don't have very many other figures to review at the moment, so I'm just going to roll through some of the ones I haven't done yet. Anyway, this one being Beast Wars Cheetor. Now, this is the Fox Kids repaint when they bought the rights to this show so they could start showing it just prior to Beast Machine's airing. They bought the rights to the characters and then they had them all repainted. Now this is the one I would say is probably the best of this mold, aside from the 10th anniversary. I think the 10th anniversary one was a little bit better. But this one was really good, and I got it for a really good price. Now, I don't have the Universe Cheetor. I used to. He is just so... He was supposed to be an updated version of Cheetor, but he's so far off the beaten path with Cheetor that it didn't work. So that one was, for me, a complete and total fail. It didn't look anything... I mean, he looked really good in Cheetah mode, but he didn't look anything like the robot in robot mode. It just... absolutely nowhere near close. So, you know, he had backwards knees, he didn't have guns, he had throwing knives, and he had a club tail. This guy doesn't have it because the original cartoon didn't have it. He had guns. He's got his gut gun here. I'll take that off. Bring it up a little bit closer. So there's his gut gun. This is the one he used primarily in the show, in the first season anyway, because in the second season he got upgraded. Now this one has an action feature where this is actually like a little soft plastic bladder. So if you were to put this in the water, let it fill up, and then you could squirt water out. I'm not going to do that because that would just be stupid. I'm more of a collector. You know, I'd prefer to keep my figures in good conditions, and water and small little screws and pins do not mix. That's why you see figures with rust. Now, and also, you know, if I were to squirt it here on my display or on my review station, it's just going to damage it, and we don't want to do that. Although this review station's about had it, so I don't get into that when I do my vlog for this week. But anyway, so yeah, there's his first gun. Here's his second gun. This is kind of like an ass gun, I guess. They always called this one the gut gun. So because this comes out of the gut, and you can see like molded detail for his guts in there. Kind of wish they were painted, but this one's his ass, so I would imagine this would be his ass gun, if they want to keep going with that. And yes, I know other reviewers don't cuss, but I cuss and deal with it. I like to think my reviews are more for the adult collector who can handle cussing, not for children. Anyway, so there's his other gun. It's you know, it's just another gun. It's okay. He didn't use this one very often in the show, but he did use it. So it's cool that he came with two guns that actually were used in the show, or maybe because he came with the two guns, they put it into the show. Anyway, so here he is in his robot mode. Posability-wise, his head does swivel side to side. He does have all the original Beast Wars were really cool with this aspect that you had your choice of either making him maximal or Predacon, and right now he's in maximal mode. Flip that down and he's in Predacon mode. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of lame, but you know what? It was different for the time. You know, you make choose your army from both sides of the collection, and you know, with a quick flip, he's no longer Cheetor. He's some sort of Cheetacon. Anyway, Shoulders are on a hinge here, so they can kind of go in and out. But it's more for transformation, but it does work for posability. Shoulders are on ball joints. So full range of motion there. There's a swivel right below the thigh, the shoulder joint. It bends at the elbow. Full bend there. Nothing at the hand, but we're talking older figures, so it's kind of forgivable. Waist swivel. Hips are on ball joints. There is a swivel at the thigh. He bends at the knee. And then he's got a little bit of a toe pivot, but that's more for transformation and doesn't really do any good in robot mode. But all in all, I think he's pretty cool. Yeah, he's got the whole cheetah front end kind of just sticking off the front, and then the legs sticking off the back. But that is actually cartoon accurate, so I guess this should be a little bit smaller, personally. But anyway, we'll get into transformation here. So to transform him, you want to pull the cheetah head up, down, and it rotates around like this, and it'll come up like that. You want to fold this flap here up, rotate the waist around, rotate each leg around, so the spots are on the outside, flip in the heel, and then you bend this down like so. And then you want to take the arm here, and this folds up on itself and then rotates in. You want to just keep rotating that shoulder joint until it lines up like this. And then this has a little tab, and it kind of clips back in there. Do the same thing on this side. And then you fold this piece down. That conceals all of that. Rotate this leg up. Rotate this leg up. Take his ass gun. Fold the tail down. And then this will just kind of collapse down, kind of hiding that gun barrel. And then you take these tabs here, and they'll just plug into the back right here. And you take the gut gun here, and that's just clips in underneath him. There's two little tiny clips on each side, here and here, and they just kind of fit into these little slots right here and here. It's not the greatest tab in the world, but it works. And there you go. He's okay in this mode. He's nowhere near perfect. He's really thick in the front. I don't think cheetahs are that thick. The neck, again, is really wide. It shouldn't be that wide. That I know, because cheetahs had more of a thin profile there. He's got a gun barrel in the chest, and but I think that's more because of the fact that you could still use the gut gun here. You know, fill it with water and squirt it, which is highly disturbing that he's just going to regurgitate on you. You see a little bit of the Predacon logo, or the Predacon face there. And then, of course, on the back of the legs here, you got the robot legs here. But other than that, I mean, for early, this is like first wave Beast Wars. I think he worked pretty well. Posability-wise, you know, you can remove these arms a little bit, but as soon as you do, you start revealing these broken pieces. Although he does look better with his arms like this, like if you're like he's sitting. This looks a lot better than just the stationary pose. Now the back legs are still on the ball joints, although this is supposed to be one piece. It's not supposed to be part of the leg anymore. This is supposed to be just the entire leg. So this moves back and forth, a little bit of a swivel, and that's really it. That's all there is. He's more of a brick in this form, which is unfortunate, but it's funny how it works. Is just the Universe one really pulled off the cheetah mode but failed so much on the robot mode. It really sacrificed the robot mode for the cheetah mode, and this one sacrificed the cheetah mode more for the robot mode. But I would prefer that other than the other way around, because Transformers are robots, and we should be looking at robots at the end of the day, not cheetahs. And then to transform him back, you want to just pull the legs down, pull off that piece, pull off this piece, rotate the waist around, rotate the legs around, flip out the foot, rotate these legs back, pull out the arms, and then they just rotate around, pull out the arms, rotate them around, flip down this waist piece, rotate this around, and as you can see, he's in Predacon mode. He's ready to kill things. He's a very angry person. Oh, now he's a happy person. So there's that. And yeah, I quite frankly, I kind of feel that Cheetor was the Bumblebee of the Beast Wars. So I guess it's, I guess he's all right as a character. I really liked his character development more in the Beast Machines than Beast Wars. Because in Beast Wars he was very clearly a Bumblebee character, young, innocent, doing stupid things, getting into trouble. And then Beast Machines, he was more of the Hot Rod style character who was like, he's young, he's trying to cope with everything that's going on, and then he has to become the leader, and then later on he becomes like dual leader with Primal. So I think his character development in that show was much better than in Beast Wars, where he was just always just a little kid. So yeah, there he is in his robot mode again. So I still think he's pretty cool. I know a lot of people don't like the Beast Wars, and that's their own choice. I thought it was a great show, and some of the toys were some of the best ones out there for a long time. I will wager Beast Wars is had better figures in it than Robots in Disguise, Armada, Energon, Prime, Beast Machines. Not Prime, Cybertron. Okay. I wager that the Beast Wars, let's try this again. The Beast Wars line has better figures in it than Beast Machines, Robots in Disguise, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, and Animated. Animated would be a very strong contender against Beast Wars, because they had some great figures in there. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of the figures, they did have some great stuff that came out. But some of the later Beast Wars stuff was just incredible. And eventually I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about. But I'm not saying that those other lines didn't have great things in them, because they have some gems. But I think Beast Wars had more hits than misses, unlike the other ones. Anyway, size scale. Here he is next to the Seeker mold. He's about the same height as what the Seeker would be without the cone. Anyway, cone tops him, but about the same mass. So he's definitely a deluxe figure, which is nice. Here he is next to the iGear Seeker. Comes up about to the waist, which they were never together, so I guess I can't really say, if that's an appropriate scale or not, but so you know about how big he is. So there you go. Masterpiece car, classics mold, iGear mold. And because these are the only ones I really have from the show, here he is next to the new Voyager Rhinox. You can see how he stacks up there. So yeah, Rhinox is definitely a bigger figure, which is nice, because he's supposed to be like the biggest one. Mine had loose legs to start with, so I'm having a hard time getting him to stand. There we go. So, yeah, he's definitely bigger than him, so that's a good scale there, I think. And here he is next to the new generation's Rat Trap. And again, I think that scale kind of works. Now, I mean, I hope they make a Tigertron figure, but make him bigger than the Cheetor, but not as big as Rhinox. Quite frankly, I think the Rat Trap's too big, but you know, as long as he's smaller than the Cheetor, that's what I really care about. So yeah, there you go. I think score-wise, I'm gonna give him I'll give him an 7 out of 10. You know, at the time, I probably would have given him a much higher score. But this late in the game, you know, we are much more advanced with Transformer technology, so he's definitely showing his age. Unlike the Scorch figure we looked at the other day, who I don't think shows his age very well. This guy does show his age, both in posability and design. But he's still miles ahead of the Universe Cheetor that came out just, you know, a few years back. I mean, he's just miles ahead of him. Now, these two are miles ahead of him, but that's because they really are rocking the new generation line. I really hope we get the rest of the line. I really, really would love a new Tarantulas. And a black arachnia that has her own mold. I just cannot express how much that is needed for Beast Wars collectors. A black arachnia with her own mold. Anybody out there that is fans of Beast Wars will agree with me. Black arachnia needs her own mold. She's not just a repainted Tarantulas. That does not work in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, I'm done geeking out on Beast Wars, so